Dan Morris, you're watching Boast and Dan Bushcraft, and today we are sticking with the theme of survival and water collection, because as we all know, water is pretty crucial to survival, and if you can't get it, well, you're in trouble. So we're going to take a look at another version of a solar still of how we can pretty much get clean, safe drinking water from fairly nothing. So for this one, I'm going to need to dig. Okay folks, so for this particular version of a solar still, I am going to need a nice little hole in the ground. What was that crawling around? Wow. Oh, a lovely little grasshopper. Go on you, out of the way, otherwise you're going to get smashed with a shovel. So what we're going to need, a handful of rocks, some sort of plastic sheet or tarp, and a thing to actually catch your water that you're going to collect. Now, for my actual water catcher, I've got a bin bag. It doesn't smell too plasticky at the moment, but sometimes bin bags are a bit chemically smelling, aren't they? Probably will make my water taste a bit bin baggy. It's just the way it goes. So what's going to happen basically is I'm going to put my water catcher in the hole and cover it with this black bin bag. That's going to evaporate water in the soil, even though that's very dry and sandy at the moment. There's not a lot of water in there. Some will leach out of the ground, evaporate, catch on the bag and drip into my little pot down there. And again, just like the last solar still, this does not collect vast quantities of water at all. It's a slow process. So to increase your water yield, one thing that you can do is to fill your hole with green vegetation around your water catching tub. And what will happen then is, as this hole in the ground warms up, liquids in the leaves is going to evaporate, and that's going to add a little to your water yield and make it a little more efficient. So now what I'm going to do is cover this hole up, get some good rockage on it to hold it in place. He's a big boy, like so. And obviously, especially ideally, you're going to leave this overnight, which means you want quite a few rocks on here to stop the weather or the wind blowing it away. Now we've got that far, you place one rock in the middle, above where your water collection pot is. And what that'll do, as the water collects on the surface of this bin bag, it will then funnel it to the middle and allow it to drip off into your pot. This is a bit of a slow process, and really the longer you leave it, the better this is going to work, the more water you are going to get. So I am going to pile a bit more weight on it to keep it in place, and I'm going to leave it until tomorrow. The good news is it doesn't matter if you get soil and dirt on the outside of this bag, that's not where the liquid is coming from. So I'll bury it with a bit of this stuff, and I'm going to leave it overnight, and I shall come back tomorrow and see if we actually have any water in my little water pot. Right then, so it has been about 24 hours, I've left it overnight, and I forgot I'd left the lid and the shovel here, but the lid is actually showing you how it works, look. So in the sun, all the moisture is evaporating out of the grass, and it's just clean, drinkable water gathered in there. And that's hopefully what's happened in there, but we won't know. Now, this time of year, the ground is very, very dry here anyway. It's very sandy ground, so it doesn't really hold water very much anyway. But we'll see what's happened as it's had the time for it all to cool and condense overnight. Get rid of these rocks. Big boy rock. Have a look. Aha! And we do have water. And the leaves have shriveled. And we have some clean, warm, slightly bin bag flavoured water. Again, not a great deal of it. In reality, if you were stuck somewhere dry without a water source and you were trying to survive with this, you're going to need to make as many as you can to get enough water to live. But in the guise of collecting water, there is no sort of the one method that you would go to. You would have to employ as many different methods as you can to make sure you can get enough. As humans, we need quite a lot of water really in a day, particularly in a dry environment. I mean, in cold environments as well. That's something else that people don't think about. Cold, really cold environments, the air is very dry. The moisture just falls out of the air, so the air's dry. And what happens is you lose water because your lungs have to stay moist inside to work. So they're moisturizing the air, and every time you breathe out, you get that the steam that comes out in cold. That's literally liquids leaving your body. So we are actually losing moisture just by breathing. So it doesn't matter where you are, you're gonna need that water if you haven't got it to hand, say a river or anything like that. But there you go, guys. That is just another variation of the solar still and how it works. Yes, it would work practically anywhere in the world where you've got a bit of sunlight and moisture in the ground. Results obviously will vary depending on where in the world you are, but that is just another way that you can get yourself something to drink when you're stuck out in the wild. So that's really all there is for me to say on this subject. So as always, guys, get out there, get bushcrafting, get having fun, get finding new and more creative ways of collecting water for survival purposes, and I will catch you on the next one. Bosun out.